How big was that 80-yard touchdown run? A, for the answer for the offense, and then just how tired were you making that long of a run?
Yeah, that was cool. Obviously, it came at a good time in the game when we were kind of stalling and we needed something to happen, and just the way it worked out, they kind of left the middle open and just took off running. Our guys did a great job blocking down the field, and it was just a good situation to get in the end zone right there. So that was a good spark for our offense. Obviously, it was fun to have a run like that, and I was extremely tired at the end. I got to run some 80-yarders in practice a little bit more often.
Was that an improvised play, or was that a design draw for you?
It was in the middle. It was kind of one of those things where we talk all the time. If you get back, get set, and you kind of see it part like that, you can go ahead and take off and make it kind of like a quarterback draw. And that's what happened. It was just kind of instinctual. They came up the field and saw the middle and just took off.
When were you thinking end zone?
Really, I mean, I guess the whole time got out there and I saw really nobody, a bunch of guys with their backs to me, and so like I said, Troy and those guys I saw in my vision, they made some great blocks, and so once I got out there in the open and kind of had a little crease, I was just trying not to get hopped down.
You guys put up about 350 yards on the ground today, so what does that say, you know, going against a team like Stanford that prides itself on what they call the intellectual brutality?
Yeah, I mean, that was really good for our offense. Sometimes you have games like that to where you're extremely run heavy, and obviously we had not as many explosive pass plays, but at the same time when you're running the ball like that, it's just really, really good for your offense, and like I said, sometimes you have games like that to where you're just explosive in the running game, and our guys did a really good job up front of getting a hat on a hat and moving them.
Did it feel like a long day having to wait for that 8 p.m. kickoff?
Yeah, it was an extremely long day, especially knowing where the rest of the country is kind of done playing and you're still out there playing. I feel like when I used to watch the Pac-12 after dark, about to go to sleep, I never realized I'd be in there actually playing.
Forget about the 80-yard run for a second, but you still would have run for a lot of yards as an offense, and you personally, regardless, even without that. Did you guys feel like they were going to be susceptible to your guys' ground game as a whole today? Forget about the 340 or 350, like that you were going to have success there?
I mean, yes, we've just been having some success in the running game, and so that's one area to where we're pretty good at, and that's a strength of ours, and so we try to utilize it as best as possible and get in some run checks that we know are going to be good based off hat count and based off their defensive scheme.
Frustration level on the penalties in the first half in particular?
Yeah, those aren't very good. We got to clean those up. Obviously, that's a must that we have to do. We've been doing that in the past. It hadn't been as bad, but we've been in key situations getting some penalties. And it starts in practice. I've got to do a better job with some cadence variations and just getting guys set and lined up, make sure they're in the right spot before we start to play. And then after that, it's just kind of a personal thing to where we just got to be disciplined. And just like I said, it starts with us. The leadership guys got to kind of enforce it a little bit better. And I know it's going to be something that the coaches harp on this week, as they should. And so we'll get that corrected.
Pre-snap stuff was cadence related. That's kind of what Alex was saying.
Sometimes when you change cadence, and a few times got some shifts and just kind of got a little antsy and jumped. That stuff happens every once in a while, but you got to limit those, hopefully to one a game, and we had a few more than that. And the thing that's the thing that's disappointing that should not really happen is the excessive stuff after the play, the 15-yarders. Those are not good for a team. They can be selfish, and we don't have selfish guys, so we just got to fix those things and not lose our cool.
Take us through that play. You know, did you not see that play that incited the scrum? You know, did you not see that it was called dead, or what happened there?
No, I mean, it was a loud stadium at the time. It looked like a fumble. They sure looked like they were trying to run and score, and so it's just kind of instinct. Just felt like the play was still going on, and you never know when something like that could be an inadvertent whistle or something. And usually the ball carrier will stop if the play's blown dead. So at the time, it was just instinctual to go get him on the ground, because that could have cost us some points, which wasn't good. And then after that, it's a little excessive, but it's an honor to know that my team has my back like that, and it's really special to see that. but at the same time, we can tone it back a little bit and be a little bit smarter.
Have you talked to Seven after that play?
I have not.
What are accountabilities around here? Like, Dan's a new coach, so we don't, like I know at Auburn, there's usually a lot of push-ups or other things, but
for the penalties?
Yeah.
Obviously, we will address that. The staff will do, I mean, their own style of punishment, and we'll get that fixed. Nobody on the team wants to have penalties, and so it's just one thing that we have to keep in mind. And there does have to be, I mean, there should be some accountability for it, and we will we'll get that corrected.
You guys were opportunistic at some key moments. I mean, getting the turnover in the first half and then scoring off it, responding to their touchdown, but it sounds like you kind of just made a play there. As a leader, what was your perspective on a night where there were some frustrations, kind of keeping everybody locked in so that you could take advantage of those opportunities when they presented themselves?
Yeah, when I think it just shows the offensive style that we have, that what could be. I think we show a lot of highlights and we show a lot of really good things, but at the same time, when you score 45 points and you have that many penalties and that many turnovers, you're just kind of like, what if we don't have that? How much better could we look, and how explosive could we actually be? And so penalties is our #1 concern. We got to get those down, but at the same time, tonight was a little different. It's not like it's been like that every single game, so we're not going to freak out about it, but at the same time, for this game, we got to correct those.
Did you feel like you had to fight though as a leader to kind of keep everybody pushing through that stuff?
Not really. We all just understood that we were the ones getting in the way of ourselves, and we knew if we would just go out there, put some drives together, put a few first downs together on a specific drive. Once we started, we didn't really have an issue getting down the field. It was just all about starting and then getting behind the chains. And at the end of we played really good, and you can't discredit the offense. The defense played outstanding, and so they got off the field pretty quickly. And so as a team, it's just, like I said, it goes to show we scored that many points. We held them enough times to where what could be when we take away the penalties.
Tougher night on some of the deep throws tonight.
Yeah.
The one to Troy where it's solo coverage on Bonner, but just down the sideline a little bit. A couple others in double coverage where you really hadn't done that this season. Were you trying to push it a little bit? Were you trying to force it at times? Did you feel like
not
you were
really?
forcing
They were
it?
just in quarters, and posts are great against quarters. They did a good job of ratting from the backside, and a few of those we just got to fix some different landmark things, got to throw it out there a little further, but I thought our guys ran some good routes. They just did a good job of ratting from the backside, which they've done in the past and we knew they were going to do. But at the same time, as a defense, their scheme is not letting you throw the ball down the field, and so that's why, again, we had to go back to some of the dink and dunks, and again, that's why we ran for 300 yards. And so if a team wants to play back like that, they're going to take it away for a reason, and so you got to run the ball and do other things to get some yards.
Back to the scrum thing. What actually started that? I know you were on the ground with your helmet off. Did something happen after that? It just kind of happened quickly.
I'm not sure. It happened extremely fast. Obviously, it's probably on TV. I'm gonna have to go back and look at it, but it's just something that it doesn't happen a whole lot. So it kind of shocked a lot of people. It kind of happened quickly, and it goes to the maturity. We have to be a little bit more smarter and mature in that situation, knowing that what we do and how we retaliate could get us 15 yards, and that's what happened. But fortunately, it wasn't bigger than what it was, and we got it under control. Thank y'all. I appreciate it.